healers will only enter the genuine ones only. Protect your energy because not everybody's ever in your time. You matter, you are worthy. You know, you ever felt misunderstood with life itself? You feel like someone was dimming your light, knowing a light that you didn't know even acknowledge within you? Someone dimming your light, and you didn't have the proper awareness within yourself to know your true self-value, to know your true self-worth, to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way. Not to overlook yourself because someone didn't take the time to get to know you, or someone didn't understand how to value your time in the most healthiest way, or let alone someone overlooked you. You ever been misunderstood within being misunderstood of yourself? Trying to find balance within yourself, not understanding the direction that you're going, but you're just trying to pay attention within paying attention to be patient with your process, to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way. But sometimes when being patient with yourself, you overlook yourself and put yourself in situations within misunderstanding yourself. You've ever felt so misunderstood that when trying to confide in the wrong people, you ever had to reevaluate your thought process and say, you know what? I think it's time to choose my best self version of myself to elevate. To know sometimes that being misunderstood, being misunderstood, and not displaying toxic behavior to go against your neighbor. That everybody was supposed to be part of your journey. You know, that bond that you was looking for within a bond of someone that you thought was supposed to be in your life for all the right reasons. Of a bond, of a misunderstanding bond, with them misunderstanding themselves and try to display that negative energy on you when you didn't ask for that. Going into a situation within a situation of having the proper self-awareness to respect yourself. But then you lost respect for yourself because you allowed someone to take your kindness for weakness, misunderstanding yourself. Yeah, those misunderstanding self days was really real, huh? It'd be the thought process for me. You ever hurt yourself with your own words, misunderstanding yourself? Most toxic thing that you could never do to yourself is becoming your worst enemy. Wow. When you overlook yourself, you matter. You are worthy. You ever felt so misunderstood that trying to find balance within yourself to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way? You get a distraction within a distraction, someone trying to distract you, and you're still such in a positive vibe of a good high vibrational vibe, and they just try to take your energy within taking your energy, try to psych you out your thought process, letting your freedom, your pockets, of your eyesight, because they don't understand themselves today. When they become their worst enemy and they trying to project that negative energy on you, it be the thought process for me. Being misunderstood with them being misunderstood of their own words, trying to project that negative energy on you, the innocent person. The one they took the kindness for weakness, it be the thought process of me. Ever been misunderstood, trying to not just explain something to somebody, but just have a, when you thinking you're having a mutual conversation within a mutual conversation of common sense, and realizing common sense ain't common sense, and when it comes to your common sense and having healthy boundaries within yourself to know that, wow, I gotta stay in my own lane today. It be the thought process for me. Ever been so misunderstood? Trying to have a conversation with somebody and just reevaluating your thought process, saying yourself is, dang. You're saying you're paying attention within keeping up within the conversation, but you don't have common sense to understand what I'm saying. It be the thought process for me. When you reevaluate your thought process and think you're talking a different language when you're not, at the end of the day, you're actually speaking the same language as them. Just to reevaluate your thought process. Common sense ain't common sense today. You know, it's not about going against your neighbor or thinking you're better than somebody at the end of the day when you're trying to elevate, become your best self vision of yourself. It's not about picking and choosing a side at the end of the day. When you're wrong, you're wrong, you're right, you're right. It's called respect, neighbor. It's not about pointing fingers at somebody at the end of the day to make them feel like they're unworthy themselves. It be the thought process for me. A projection with a negative projection someone's trying to put on your thought process today, it be the thought process for me. Misunderstood with them being misunderstood of their own words, trying to put that projection on you. It be the thought process for me. Have been so misunderstood, trying to have a conversation with somebody, just to reevaluate your life, literally, your life. And say to yourself is, you know what? I choose me today. Not only do I choose me today, but I choose to accept my healing within my healing, to understand my trauma, my pain, to get in tune with myself in the most healthiest way. Wow. When you felt like you neglected yourself, hurting your own self with your own words, feeling like you're ashamed of yourself just to show up for yourself today, it'd be the thought process for me. With a projection within the next negative projection being put on you today. The spell work, negative energy being projected on you, allowing you to feel like you're not worthy of yourself, only hurting yourself with your own words. When you become your own worst enemy, that you got the enemy over your head saying don't get up today. They don't want you to succeed, to elevate. It'd be the thought process for me. Ever went against yourself and allowed yourself to feel like you was not worthy of yourself? Or because of a negative projection within a third-party conversation when it came to your name? Allowing that negative projection to allow you to feel like you was that person. Or a negative projection that was being put on you to allow you to feel like you wasn't worthy, that you needed to fit in when it was okay to be the outcast within the outcast, being yourself in the most healthiest way. They understood toxic behavior. That was something that was never endured within you. You was willing to accept the change within change and thinking that was the good change for you. To accept that negative change when it was never even exchange. It'd be the thought process for me. Wow. When you matter, you matter, you matter. Yeah, you do matter. Don't overlook yourself, hurting yourself with your own words. It'd be the thought process for me. Sometimes that happens. You know, being yourself. It feels like you're hurting your own self with your own words sometimes. Because everybody else is looking at you like you're so weird and different. Or you're crazy. They're painting a narrative, a description that you're truly not at the end of the day. Being different. Yeah. It'd be the thought process for me. You know, sometimes not fitting in maybe your best gift to yourself. Because you can express yourself in the most healthiest way. Not go against yourself. You know, being free within yourself. Yeah, that energy hit different. That exchange of word within healthy words. Not going against yourself, but elevating yourself to the most highest vibration level within yourself. It'd be the thought process for me when you tune into yourself. Why? Because you matter? Yeah. Misunderstood by your own words time to time. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. As long as you know, don't hurt yourself with your own words. It'd be the thought process for me. Yeah, it's the thought process for me. You know, sometimes in life, we come across individuals that misunderstand us. You know, and they project this negative narrative of us at the end of the day because we're different in our own unique way. Like, we're not trying to bring harm towards nobody, let alone ourselves. We just want to stay in our own lane and elevate and understand exchanging words with our neighbor within toxic words. You know, that's not an even exchange. When someone's trying to elevate, become a best self vision of themselves and understand the peace within themselves to show up for themselves in the most healthiest way. Yeah, that energy had different. To stay in your lane and understand your assignment within your assignment. Going against my neighbor was never part of the plan, especially on God's timing. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Yeah. Make it make sense at the end of the day. Stop the violence, stop the violence. That was never part of God's timing. God said, respect yourself, to love yourself, to honor yourself, to respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a community in the village to be at peace within and not to go against each other. It's the thought process for me. Misunderstood, misunderstood. They pass judgment on you today. It'd be the thought process for me. An assumption within assumption of a description of someone's projection of their thought process on you today. A narrative of their own delusional mindset that they created. Having third-party conversations about an innocent person who's trying to show up for themselves. They understand the communication within themselves to love and respect themselves and respect their neighbor with no malicious intentions. It'd be the thought process for me. How when you can stay in your own lane to elevate and become your best self vision of yourself. Your neighbor always trying to find a way to make a misunderstanding moment. A misunderstanding moment. Going against their neighbor with discrimination. Their negative narrative as to who you are, as to who you truly not. Making you feel uncomfortable because they're misunderstanding themselves today to stay in their own lane because they don't even know how to respect themselves to respect you. Because if they did, they would stay in their own lane. It'd be the thought process of me, the innocent person. How you just minding your business in your own lane. And your neighbor doesn't know how to respect themselves to respect you and stay in their own lane. A misunderstanding within a misunderstanding. They misunderstanding themselves to project negative energy on an innocent person. It'd be the thought process of me. Wow. Misunderstanding. When someone's misunderstanding becomes your misunderstanding and it turns into pain and trauma because of their projection being put on you, how does that go? When you're in your own lane, minding your business, trying to elevate and become your best self-vision of yourself. Misery loves company as you continue to ignore it. Misery loves company as you continue to ignore it. A negative projection trying to be put on you. Wow. Doesn't matter what time of the day it could be. They overlooked themselves to overlook you because they was being so nosy, trying to figure out who you are today. But they can't get in tune with themselves to understand and stay in their own lane. You ain't got malicious intentions to bring harm towards nobody today, let alone yourself. It be the thought process of me. A narrative of a narrative, judging a book by its cover. It be the thought process of me. That's what they say a misunderstanding looks like. How? Judgment Day's been here. Judging your neighbor, books by its cover. This shit is so crazy. It's so crazy how someone can sit here and judge somebody or for the way they tie their shoe, or for the way they decide they wear their hair, or the way they decide to wear their clothes. Misunderstood. That ain't me misunderstood. That's someone you passing judgment on somebody at the end of the day. That's you painting a narrative of your delusional ass mindset as to who you think this person already is. Done heard third-party conversation about somebody at the end of the day of their delusional ass mindset. They don't even know what they're even talking about. It be the thought process of me. When they sit there and have third-party conversations about the innocent person at the end of the day, and they still can't even get the narrative right. It be the thought process for me. Ma'am, sir, you still not paying attention. It really be the thought process for me. People really be doing too much. Trying to project negative energy on an innocent person, trying to play them close, trying to figure them out. And they don't even know themselves. It be the thought process of me. You sit there, sneak diss somebody at the end of the day with your head and malicious intentions at the end of the day, just to sit there and paint a fake narrative as to somebody who they truly not of your delusional ass mindset. It be the thought process for me. What are you really getting out of it at the end of the day? Just to sit there and fake gaslight yourself and play in your own face with that your negative energy. It be the thought process for me. Hater in disguise. It be the thought process for me. How someone will sit here and have a third-party conversation about you. They say you. They got the description right as the outside point of view, but they don't got the narrative part right? When it comes to your thought process or what you project at the end of the day when it comes to showing up for yourself. It be the thought process for me. Like, people really be doing too much. People be saying they so mature with them being mature, but acting immature. You're not even acting your body weight size. You acting your shoe size. It's not even. It's not an even exchange. When it comes to communication, common sense ain't making sense at the end of the day, because you're immature to understand what common sense actually is today. It be the thought process for me. Ma'am, sir. Did that make you feel like a man or a woman today? To paint a narrative of a description that somebody they truly wasn't? Did that make you really feel good? It's the thought process for me. Leave innocent people alone. It be the thought process for me. Something that you can't get into because you don't know how to respect yourself, to respect your neighbor. It be the thought process for me. You know, having self-awareness is very important. Being one-sided, oh man, that's gonna throw you off. Allowing you to feel like you're unworthy of yourself. Only hurting your own self at the end of the day. It be the thought process for me. People so quick to judge a book by its cover, to only play in their own face. It be the thought process for me. It really do. It really be the thought process for me. Like, how you could sit there and paint a narrative of somebody at the end of the day and you don't know what you're even talking about. It's the thought process for me. Oh! Like, some people just like to mind their business in peace. Like, you don't know what a person been through in life at the end of the day. And this is the problem with society today at the end of the day. Everybody be worried about all the wrong stuff at the end of the day. The main thing that they not worried about is their safety. That's the first thing they always overlook is your safety. How do you overlook your safety? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you could be playing in the wrong person's face with the energy and be the thought process for me. And then you be reevaluating your life, say to yourself is, you know what, you're right. Common sense ain't common sense. Because there's certain things you just don't do when it comes to respecting your neighbor. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. It be the thought process for me. Excuse me. Oop. Ah, think I hurt. It's really the thought process for me. How someone can sit here and judge you and don't even know you. And even when they say, oh, well, my peoples know you at the end of the day, your peoples don't even know me. It be the thought process of me. You ever had a conversation within a conversation of talking to somebody and you had to reevaluate your thought process and say, wait, hold on, but that person don't even know me. So how y'all even having a conversation about somebody at the end of the day? It really be the thought process for me. When they paint a narrative at the end of the day of their delusional ass mindset, because they're only going off of a narrative of something that somebody else told them anyway. It really be the thought process of me. Like, you got too much time in your day. You know what you be doing with that time in your day? Put it into yourself in a healthy way. Not worry about somebody else that's trying to elevate and mind their business in their own lane. It be the thought process of me. No, for real, it really be the thought process of me. Ma'am, sir, you worry about all the wrong things. You done forgot about your health problems. You done forgot about you may need a detox. You may done forgot about things that may need to be necessary to apply in your day-to-day routine, that you can add in your day-to-day routine. It be the thought process of me. You more concerned about the person that you're putting a narrative towards of your delusional mindset of a description that they're truly not. Towards a person who's just in their own lane. They not bothering nobody. And then what happens is you look for a reaction within a reaction from an innocent person. It be the thought process for me. No, for real, for real. It really be the thought process for me. Like, I never understood this. Like, how a man calls a female out. Or how, yeah, that part. How a man calls a female out. I think that is really weird. And that's a sucker move. And I say that respectfully. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Misunderstood? Nah, that ain't being misunderstood. That's a person who having controlling issues. That's what that is. Someone who has controlling issues. For you to sit there and call a female out, but you respect women. Okay. When someone is intimidated and threatened by a female at the end of the day, that's the sucker move type of energy you're gonna get from a man. And I say that respectfully. It be the thought process for me. Because my thing is, that could be your aunt, your mother, your sister, your cousin, whatever, your loved one, whoever. It doesn't matter. Would you want someone to put them in an uncomfortable situation because a narrative is being projected on them? That's unhealthy. And not let alone looking at it from a man's point of view. Like, that's what you're supposed to be, a man, right? That's what you call yourself, a man, right? You supposed you get narrative as you looking at the situation as to, first of all, why is this grown supposedly man looking at a woman like that anyway as a threat when she just in her own lane trying to elevate? She ain't bothering nobody. Just like with a female, it'd be the thought process for me. How a female can be intimidated by a man or threatened by a man at the end of the day. It goes the same way. It's unhealthy, however way you look at it. But what makes it more unhealthy is when you disrespect. That's the toxic behavior that's unhealthy. Is when you try to bring harm towards an innocent person, regardless of anyone's sexual orientation at the end of the day. It don't matter about your sexual orientation. And I say that respectfully. And it doesn't matter about your culture. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Misunderstood? Wow. It's a lot of things that's misunderstood. What a cold world we live in. So much misunderstanding out here, right? To be misunderstood? It's not healthy. Stop the violence. Stop the discrimination. It's bigger than culture. It's bigger than culture. It really is. It's so bigger than culture, you'll be like, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It really is. Stop the violence. Like I said, my page is not for everybody. And I don't play that discrimination over here at the end of the day. But what you gonna do is be real. And there's nothing disrespectful about being real at the end of the day. Because one thing I'm not doing is going against my neighbor to try to bring harm towards my neighbor or go against myself. It be the thought process to me. Being misunderstood because being real ain't the norm. It be the thought process to me. It may not be the norm in your book, but it's the norm for healthy boundaries and have healthy self-awareness and healthy respect. Hold on. These tools God installed within us: self-awareness, self-respect, self-healing, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-worth, self-patience, and healthy boundaries and healthy balance so you can elevate. These are the tools that God did not want us to misunderstand. But it gets misunderstanding days are going to come to days where there are going to be better days ahead. Because the unhealthiness is not how you're going to elevate to become your best self-vision of yourself. Especially when you're trying to choose your best self-vision of yourself. When it comes to trauma healing and healing from trauma and pain from your childhood to your adulthood. Overlooking your pain because you didn't have the proper self-awareness for yourself. You went against yourself, going in circles, becoming your worst enemy, allowing the enemy to allow you to believe it was the norm to go against yourself. when it starts with healing, you have to be mentally ready. You have to be mentally, physically, spiritually ready to be in tune with who you are. And I say that respectfully. But for the baby steps, it's more so when it comes to healing, you gotta be mentally ready. You have to be mentally ready. Because of something that was displayed as a child, or you growing up and you didn't have the proper acknowledgement when it came to love and respect, and you thought it was the norm to have controlling issues. You thought it was the norm to act in an unhealthy behavior ways, showing up for yourself. And it never was the norm. And it comes to the point of time when you reevaluate your thought process and say, you know what? I want to mean what I say and say what I mean and say who I am. Without wearing a mask. I'm tired of wearing that mask. Tired. Maybe being sexually assaulted as a child. Dealing with discrimination. Dealing with dysfunctional family members. Unhealthy relationships. All this stuff went into your adulthood. Whatever the case may be. Sickness, violence, trauma on top of trauma. Unhealthy relationships. You put a name to your book. Someone didn't show you what love was. They overlooked you. They gave up on you. They didn't allow you to feel like you were supposed to be worthy of yourself. So you didn't take the time to go within and say, you know what? I know something don't feel right. Something don't feel right. I know something don't feel right. But you wore the mask this whole entire time. All these years you wore the mask. And you was fake loving yourself. Half-stepping with yourself. Misunderstanding yourself. Trying to find God is within yourself to show for yourself, but it was only going circles within circles of feeling like there was no way out. Entertaining folks that didn't mean well. Knew how to use and abuse you, disrespect you when they felt like it. When you felt like there was no way out. The energy hit different. When you tune into yourself. But then you start to overlook yourself because you feel like, when is peace going to start within? How can I show for myself and do the proper healing if I don't know which way to go? When I feel like there's no way out. The energy hit different. When you tune into yourself to acknowledge yourself and never go against yourself, but be patient with yourself. Because God said there are better days ahead. And you are the miracle to yourself. God's showing you that, you know, you can choose your best self vision of yourself if you look at your reflection of yourself to tune into yourself in the most healthiest way. Not go against yourself. But you gotta be patient with your process. Because God is still patient with you. Never overlook yourself. Hurt yourself with words. Trying to find yourself. You know, when those days don't exist no more. Because there was a way out. Those dark days don't live here no more. Finding peace within and show for yourself. You went within to do the proper healing. There was a way out. Not hurting yourself with your own words today. Because you found out there was a way out. Trauma. Trauma. Kids knocking at your door. But guess what? That should pass. Moving forward to better days ahead. This journey began with you. Yeah, it starts with you. Choosing your best self vision of yourself. To tune into yourself in the most healthiest way. Because you matter. You matter. Wow. Time comes change and change comes growth. Choosing your best self vision of yourself to elevate. Meaning what you're saying what you mean without wearing a mask or tuning into yourself. Wait, hold on. But when it starts with healing, it starts with you. You can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door wearing a mask to tune into your healing. It would never make sense. Because trauma healing It would never be an overnight process. But choosing your best self vision of yourself, you matter and you're worthy. You matter and you are worthy. Wow. They allowed you to feel like dimming your light was part of their plan. But you overlooked yourself. You found yourself. To not allow someone to allow you to feel like dimming your light ever again. Temporary situation, good day, bad day, nah. The misunderstanding days allows you to believe that there was a way out. Dimming your light, not allowing yourself to do that today, but showing up for yourself. There was a way out. You know, you matter. You do, you matter, you matter, you matter. It's not easy overcoming pain and trauma. It's not easy. It is not easy. You know, regardless of what trauma it was, being abandoned, neglected, disrespected, lost ones, you know, you felt like you lost a loved one. Dealing with that type of pain, and how do you just put a mask on every single day? Not realizing at the end of the day, you allowing all that pain and trauma to build up, and you're only hurting your own self with your own words. Communicating with folks that you don't need to be communicating with, when you could be saving yourself. Misled by the pain, entertaining all this weird stuff. It'd be the thought process of me, because you overlooked your pain. Because then when you reevaluate your thought process to have some type of self-awareness within yourself, you're still trying to find balance within balance, then you still feel like giving up. See, how do I be patient with myself when I feel like I ain't got no support? All support ain't good support. Fake love, I don't want that. It be the thought process of me. They say they free, but they go against you. It be the thought process of me. They said, I got your back, I got your back. Only to use and abuse you, line you up, psych you up. It's your thought process, let alone your freedom. Your pockets, hurt you, abuse you. You took your kindness for weakness when you would have did anything for them. If you had it, they had it. Go against them? No, never. They paint a narrative of a description that you truly wasn't. Wow. They say everybody ain't for you. For all the right reasons. You can save yourself today. Sometimes it be too late. But you're your walking testimony. Because you live in the day. Wow. He said misunderstood. Yeah, the misunderstanding. Being misunderstood. Misunderstanding. The moments with that misunderstood. Good day, bad day. The misunderstood moments. They were real. You ever had somebody go against you with your own words? You was real and they was fake. Nobody believed you. They say that's being misunderstood, huh? In the wrong folks' hands. The energy is different. But someone could just paint a narrative of the description of their delusional ass mindset and put a narrative on you. Psh. It's real. Misunderstood being misunderstood. You feel like there's no way out. Or because a hate in disguise don't like you. Or let alone they don't want to see you elevate. Or let alone they want to see you. Then I just kick you down. Why you keep getting up? It be the thought process of me. How your own folks will go against you. People you say you love and care. It be the thought process of me. Be the first ones to go against you, use you, abuse you, disrespect you. You know, the ones that, you know, you allow to be like, you know, come into my comfort zone or whatever the case may be. And once you allow them into your comfort zone at the end of the day, they be having motives within motives, trying to use it against you, all because of the fact that you see right through them. It be the thought process of me. Oh yeah, now I'm the crazy one. Yeah, now I'm the delusional one. Oh yeah, you're painting a narrative of me. How true you're not. To make yourself feel good today. Oh why? Because you got controlling issues. Oh, I get it. Continue painting a narrative of third-party conversations when it comes to my name. At the end of the day, that's all you can say is my name. It be the thought process of me because you can never get in tune to who I truly am today. It be the thought process of me. How they sit there and have third-party conversations about you, the innocent person. And they don't even know what they be talking about half of the time. And the people that sit there and actually listen to them, it be the thought process of me. They be the joke within a joke at the end of the day. How bullies has no age or description. Oh my gosh, this is so disgusting. It be the thought process of me. Bully, 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 bully. It be the thought process of me. You have that much time in your day to go against an innocent person who's just trying to mind their business and elevate. Oh, I forgot you can't even get in tune with yourself to understand and respect yourself, to respect your neighbor and stay in your own lane. It be the thought process of me. You use that narrative, stay in your own lane. Being misunderstood with being misunderstood. Having pointless conversations with folks who quick to go against you. All because they want to do is feed off your energy and play you close. So sad to see that when you do come out your comfort zone to get to know folks at the end of the day, it's like they got a motive within a motive. And then when you come across a real one, a genuine one at the end of the day, it's like, dang, why we gotta be in competition with each other when you're in competition by yourself? It be the thought process of me getting to know someone new today. Dang, regardless if it's a male or female at the end of the day, it be the thought process of me, hater in disguise. Wow. Getting to know somebody today. You ever been in secret competition with somebody at the end of the day? They didn't even know you was in competition with them at the end of the day. Oh, you only stay in your lane to elevate, become your best self vision of yourself. They realize that they're reviewing themselves as to who they're not and who they want to be when it comes to your description of who you show yourself to present yourself to be. You mean what you say what you mean, you're the real one. Without wearing the mask to fake gaslight yourself today. It'd be the thought process for me. Yeah. So sad that you come out your comfort zone to, get to know people or whatever the case may be, right? And they be in competition with you. Like, it may be things that you may be better and, more qualified than they may be at the end of the day within their confidence within themselves. And I say that respectfully. Because you may be more confident than somebody else at the end of the day. And some people don't like that. That you're more confident in yourself and you have this, the awareness within yourself to have the self-respect for yourself. And you mean what you say who you are. And they don't like that. And they have to feel like they have to go in competition mode with you. And you looking at them like you're crazy today. Like, you're doing too much. Like, you don't gotta do all of that. Like, when a real person comes into your life, a genuine one, it's no competition. And I say that respectfully, like, I'm not gonna sit here, you're not gonna sit here within a room and we're competing against each other. Like, this is not the Olympics. And I say that respectfully, it's just not the Olympics. It's the thought process for me. How, regardless of your sexual orientation, how a person can feel like because you have the confidence within yourself and they may have lack of confidence within themselves and they see great things within you that they don't see in themselves and they would love to work on within themselves, but they don't know how to. And instead of them asking you, how do I communicate with you? And, because you don't seem like a nasty person. You seem like you're, a good, citizen or whatever the case may be, yada, yada, yada. And they'd rather go against themselves and hurt themselves with words instead of them saying, you know what? Hey, neighbor, how you doing today? I hope all is well on your end. But you mind, give me a few pointers because you got everything down pat. Maybe the thought process for me. When you matter too. And when you come across real, genuine people, they don't mind telling you free game. They don't mind. Especially a genuine person. Not someone who's in competition with you, who's going to disrespect you and say, oh, why, for what? I don't need to, finding yourself, ask somebody else type of energy. No, a real one. Not a one who turns on a on and off switch when they feel like it at the end of the day. No. A real one who's going to mean what they say and say what they mean when they show up for themselves in the most healthiest way to respect their neighbor, to respect themselves, and they understand the assignment. The energy hit different compared to someone going against their neighbor and being in competition about every single thing. Competition about the way we tie our shoes, competition about this, competition about that. It'd be the thought process for me. That's unhealthy because people start to get this narrative in a thought process, and it starts to register as jealousy and envious, and they have malicious intentions, and that's very unhealthy. And this is bigger than culture, and this is bigger than your age description at the end of the day today. It really is, and it's sad. It is. But they say that's being misunderstood, though. No. That's someone with controlling issues. And it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It is. It's unhealthy. Nobody should ever feel like they should be in competition with anybody. Everybody is unique and different in their own special way. They are. They're unique and special in their own way. But you gotta see and find your creativity within you. That makes you unique and special to yourself. Something when you get up and say, you know what, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Because remember, when it starts with healing, it would never be easy. And it would never be an overnight process. But you matter. I think that's about it. But I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Hope all is well in your end. Have a safe day. Have a safe week. Protect your energy because not everybody's earning your time. Never allow a hate in disguise or personalist intentions like you watch your thought process loading your free in your pockets or your eyesight. Because you are worthy and you matter. Never allow someone to dim your light. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect. 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm to yourself or others around you. Protect your energy because not everybody's having a time. It's the thought process for me. Gotta go. Have a safe day. Have a safe week. Protect your energy because not everybody's having a time. It's the thought process for me. Gotta go. Later. Night, love, respect.